Hi there, welcome to our video about the Tamiya CC-01. Mark here, we've got Alf on the camera.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about, we've got the CC-01 land feeder, and this is my good friend Rob's lent me his CC-01 Unimog, and we'll look at what we've done to upgrade and mod these cars. Right, so, land feeder. Out of the box, the CC-01, it's a great all-round car. I think CC stands for cross country, so really it's neither one thing or the other. It's quite a fast off-road kind of basher as it is. You can make it go really fast. I've some people that have lowered them, put brushless motors in, and the thing really does fly. I mean, they can be really quick. But I've got quite a few buggies and a couple of rally cars, so I thought I'll go the slow route with this one and try and turn it into a little bit of an off-roader, a bit of a crawler. So I'll show you what I've done on a tight budget. I've made a few little mods to it, and for a few pounds this thing really is quite capable off-road. It's been transformed from stock, so I'll go through what I've done to mine, and then I'll show you how far you can go with this little beauty here.
Yeah, that's no expenses spared, is it, that one?
That's had a few pounds thrown at it.
Yeah.
It does make a difference, but we'll show you what Rob's done to his. Okay, so let's get the shell off this one. Right.
First thing you notice is the motor in it.
Yeah, the first thing I changed, Rob,
yeah.
Rob, was I've put a 55 turn HPI crawler motor in there. Slows it right down. I didn't need to change the gearing, it's standard gearing, and that does limit the speed quite a lot, but obviously gives it a lot more torque for going up steep hill climbs and for crawling over rocks and such.
How much was that then?
I think that was about £10 for that.
So that's quite good, wasn't it?
Yeah, good value for money.
Yeah.
I've got a high torque servo in there because when you're going slow, you've got lots of torque going through the front wheels. You need a bit of extra power, because also I'll tell you about the Diffs locks as well, which puts a bit of strain on your servo. So these are the standard tyres that come with the land feeder. They look good, they're scale looking, but they're absolutely useless if you want to go over any kind of rough stuff. They're very hard, there's not really many blocks there, so they had to go. And I bought these really cheap KRT off-road tyres. They came with these black wheels. These are the original land feeder wheels. I just swapped the tyres over. I think they were £15 for a set of 4, so you can't grumble at that. They're pretty good, they're not brilliant. The rubber's quite soft. They've got the foams inside, they come with the foams as well. They're not bad.
Didn't you try to put lead in them at some point?
Oh, yeah,
to weight it down?
I did put some lead around the inside of the wheels, but that overheated my motor. I think I put too much lead in it.
Yeah.
So I'll take that back out now. But those are the tyres I run with it off-road. One thing that does do, because these are 92mm I think diameter, it gives you a lot more ground clearance. If we have a quick look at this one.
It's a good centimetre or two, isn't it?
It is, look, put my hand under there. There's not much standard, not much ground clearance. With this one, you can see just changing the tyres makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Those are similar diameter, I think.
Before doing anything to the suspensions, isn't it?
That's right. So, as you can see as well on the front of this one, I've got a bit of aluminium stuck on there. That's my own bash plate. You can see it's been hitting quite a few objects there, a bit of a dent. But the reason I changed that was the standard bumper sticks out quite a lot, and I found that on a steep descent it was digging in, especially these parts. So you can see that's taken a knock in there. So bent a bit of aluminium round, screwed it to the original mounts, and just 2 mounts onto the chassis at the front there. That's nice and solid, doesn't catch so much.
Do you think that compromises the front of the shell though at all?
Yeah, well the spot lamps stick in front of it a little bit, so there's a bit more of a chance of smashing that, but so far, fingers crossed, I've been quite lucky.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, unusual for a lower priced Tamiya car, we've got twin wishbone suspension on the front, and then we've got an external prop drive to the rear, which is a side axle. That's really unusual on a Tamiya, say a lower price Tamiya anyway, but that does help with the off-road capabilities. You get quite a little bit of articulation there at the back, as you can see. luckily when we changed for these wheels, it does actually miss the bodywork, which is quite lucky really.
Yeah, have you softened up the suspension a lot as well?
I haven't. The original springs I come with, I just haven't put the pre-tensioners on that it tells you to put on, because you want that as soft as you can get, as you said there, Alf.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've swapped for the newer tyres. As you can see there again, a lot more ground clearance we've got just by changing the tyres. And luckily, as I said, they're just about clear on the bodywork there.
Just.
And the same at the back. There's a little bit more clearance on the back, but there's quite a bit of suspension travel there now, and a lot more ground clearance. So
yeah,
much better when we're going over obstacles.
They're just a lot softer as well, isn't it?
That's right. So that's a lot better. Okay, so one thing, like I say, we needed to change the tyres. We've changed the motor. The next thing, or the last thing we need to do to make it go off-road properly, is to lock the diffs. Now, in the kit, you get the components here to put into the rear differential to lock the rears. So that goes in the middle of there, and you can lock that. But you can't lock the fronts. And the problem is, if one wheel spins, one front wheel spins, no power is sent to the back. So there's no point. You've got your diffs locked at the back. It's not going to do anything if one of the front spins. So what you need to do is to lock the front. Now this isn't a CC-01 diff, but it's a similar Tamiya differential. Works in the same way. And I got this off another YouTube video a long time ago. The easiest way to lock it is to get another one of these planetary gears and fit it in between two that are in there, and then fit the gearing on the top, and that locks it up tightly. I've seen where people fill these with paper and glue and all sorts, but at least this way, if you want to convert it back to a high-speed car and you're not going to crawl it anymore, you can take the gear back out and it's back to standard.
Yeah.
So recommend that.
Is that the only other thing you need, just extra little gear?
That's all you need to lock the front, yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's it, the whole thing's locked rigid. Just what you need for climbing over stuff. Okay, so that's my CC-01. Budget.
Yep, just
not
the main
really,
basics, isn't it?
That's it. That's what the basics you need to get away with crawling, or crawling as best you can with one of these. What I'm going to do now is show you Rob's. He's gone a lot further with his. He's done a nice job on the bodywork of this Unimog. As you can see, there's no body post sticking up because he's fitted some of these magnetic body posts, which are quite a good idea, especially if you're going for a scale look.
Yep.
And then, as you can see here with these gubbins, there's a battery case and a controller. He's added a bit of bling there.
So it would look cool at night, wouldn't it?
Yeah, light bar on the top. I think you get with the Unimog, I think you get the front and the tail lights with the kit. And he's added this on top, which is a nice little addition. Turn that off there. Okay, so what else has Rob done to his? Same again, he's gone for the 55 turn motor, high torque servo. As you can see there straight away, there's a bit of metal there, a bit of a comparison to the standard. That's a conversion kit which strengthens up your steering, you can see there. And then he's gone with this alloy bash plate. He's got the suspension arms, they're aluminium, and the C-hubs inside. Nice bit of kit there. And he's also putting a bit of a skid plate on the front to stop it from digging in.
Yeah, he did keep the same bumper, didn't he?
Yeah, the same bumper's on there, but he's covered that over with this skid plate to stop things getting caught in the middle, which is a good idea. I'm not sure how much better these make the off-road performance, but it does take all the slop out of the linkage from the standard plastics, and it's a nice bit of an addition there. He's also done the same with the back. Instead of the standard plastic suspension links there, he's gone for these ball jointed suspension links. Again, I'm not sure how much of a performance advantage it is, but there's less to catch when you're going over stuff off-road. And again, there's a new bracket for the top links and the new brackets for the shock mounts. Now this is one thing that I think is a performance advantage, which I think I will look at getting for mine. You can see at the top there, the top of the shock absorber is mounted to this stroke extender, and what that does is gives us a lot more articulation at the rear by allowing the tops to come away. It keeps both wheels,
because at that point the suspension hasn't even moved, has it?
That's right. So it keeps, that's it, look at that.
Yeah, it got much more travel.
If you compare that to the standard one, I've got that much, which is probably what, an inch there.
Yeah.
And this one,
that's at least double, isn't it?
Almost double.
Yeah.
So that keeps your wheels more in contact with the surface, anything that you're going over. So there we go.
Another main thing that he did was the wheels, wasn't it?
Good point, Alf. Well remembered. I forgot about that. Yes. What we've noticed when we've been running these off-road side by side, this one gets a lot more grip, and I think it's a lot of it is down to these tyres. I think he said they were called the chisel tyres. I'm not sure. These are really soft rubber. Big gaps between the blocks, so grips onto anything you can get a hold onto. And these are metal beadlock wheels, so the rim of the tyre is actually trapped between two beads and can't come loose. I think that is a really good performance advantage, but unfortunately they are quite expensive compared to my £15 set, so I might leave those for a bit.
Because they're literally so soft as well that they're sagging just under its own weight.
They
aren't
are,
they?
you can see that, yeah, they are really soft. Lovely set of tyres. I wish I could afford some of those. Maybe one day we'll get some. Okay then, so in conclusion, these are two CC-01s. A lovely Tamiya off-road car. This one, mine, that's about the minimum I think you need to do to one of these things to make it perform better off-road or when you're trailing or climbing. I've gone through all of those, and this is basically, I think, about as good as you're going to get a CC-01. Yeah, so there you are, two great cars. Thanks for watching. See you soon.
See ya.